Blast.
So Raps look on now to face the Brooklyn Nets, and it's kind of poetic that you're looking back at this 7-year run of the Toronto Raptors being good, and they're playing the Nets. Obviously, we remember the fuck Brooklyn, Masai Ujiri. when I don't know if Masai, I don't know the exact moment that Masai Ujiri got legendary status in this city, but fuck Brooklyn is definitely up there, right? Either way, the Nets, we all remember that Game 7 loss to the Brooklyn Nets with Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. And just I think so fondly of that because it was such a great moment in terms of thinking, oh, the Raptors are good again. You're watching Kyle Lowry and DeMar develop and improve year in and year out. And then you watch them, at that point, my expectations watching the Raptors were so low. It was just prove to me make me believe that you can win a first round series. That's all I really wanted. After all those years of watching Rafael Arujo or watching Vince quit on the team or watching Joey Graham and Charlie V. And, I'm not even going to bag on Chris Bosh because Chris Bosh did work for as much as you could expect from Chris Bosh. But the point I'm trying to make is there's so many just down years for this team that by the time the Kyle and DeMar wave began, it was just so cool to see that moment again. And to see them in the playoffs and think they can win a series. They're building something here. There's something going on here. And then think about the birth of Jurassic Park and what that moment was like. Think back to D. Will missing those free throws late in Game 7 because the building was rocking. All of those things are so fond, and it's so special now when you think about obviously what happened last year with the Raptors winning the championship. It's just great. You're given a lifetime of memories. And I'll never forget someone writing into the comments during last year's playoff run saying that their son is 6 years old and he just thinks the Raptors be nice forever, right? There's kids right now that just know the Raptors is being good. That's hilarious. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of us who are like scorned, right? Lovers scorned, just tricked time and time again. Maybe this is a season Vince has figured it out and Vince is going to tough it out, right? So that's why I keep urging people to appreciate this, enjoy this for everything. And, I hope the Raptors come out and win Game 1 because I know it sounds crazy that we got to keep saying this, but even after they lost last year's Game 1 to DJ Augustine and the Magic, hopefully the Raptors just come out and take care of business. But I will say this, while I think the Raptors should sweep the Nets, and it should be quick work, at the same time, the Nets are going to play hard. So the Raps got to come out and play properly. And if they play their game, they should be able to take care of business in 4. But if you've been paying attention to the Nets in this bubble and the fact that all these guys aren't there, you're still talking about NBA players that are going to play hard. And that's what these guys are doing. And I talk about that and how much that can lead you to regular season success. Playoffs normally tends to be a lot more based on talent. And the most talented team and player is going to win that round. But the Raps can't mess around with the Nets because they got great shooters. They get up and down the floor and just let that bitch fly from 3. So the Raps defense got to be on point. They got to be ready to defend. And they can't overlook the Nets because the reason why it's going to be so important to sweep the Nets is because in this bubble, you're basically playing every other night. And so you're going to need the rest when you can get it. So if that means you sweep them and you get a couple more days off because the next series, your next opponent is still taking part in having a battle in their series, you take that as the Raps. You enjoy that extra day or 2 rest that you're going to get because you took care of business and your next opponent did not. It's going to be so big. So you got to hope for the sweep here, but don't sleep on the Nets. Karis LeVert is still a legit NBA dude. And if you watch the game last night against the Blazers, he's going to be ready to get busy in the playoffs. So OG or whoever gets that assignment, definitely going to be ready. OG dealing with knee soreness, and I think Serge with a knee contusion. When you hear things like that, that just backs up the point I was just making about trying your best to make sure that you can get extra days off when possible. And how do you do that? By sweeping the Brooklyn Nets. You think of that team, you got Joe Harris, who's a sharpshooter. Jared Allen's going to be all over the glass. They got professionals. And they're a team that also, if you think about how the Raptors play in terms of style and structure, there's a style of play that they have in terms of them playing hard. And that's why they didn't completely just fall off when obviously KD's out for the year. Kyrie didn't come back to play. Spencer Dinwiddie didn't come back to play. And DeAndre Jordan also not playing. When you're missing 4 of your best players and you're still able to come out and win games in the NBA, credit where credit's due, and the Raps better know not to sleep on the Nets at all. Because it's not about the Nets beating them in the series. It's about the Nets stealing a game or stealing 2, and you don't want to be in that situation. Because you want to be as fresh as possible for that next Rap matchup, which might be against the Boston Celtics. You're going to need all the rest you can possibly get for that series.
On blast.